Hello. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Merry freaking Christmas, everybody.
Merry happy holidays.
Just gonna let you know right now, it's not a Christmas episode,
It's
but
not.
it's Christmas.
It's not, but Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Welcome back to the Mystery Files. I'm Logan.
I'm Tiffany.
And we're your favorite podcast hosts of all time.
We are, even if you don't know it yet. Welcome.
If you don't know, now you know.
If you don't know, now you know.
So,
what? I'm scared.
Crazy cold opening to tell you. We were talking about the Spotify Wrapped for the podcast before this. So apparently, one of the things is that we're in 220% more listeners than any other year before.
Yay!
So thank you all so much for listening to us.
Yeah.
It's incredible. The other thing is that it was telling us the top other 5 podcasts that people listen to other than us.
Okay.
And second place was children story time reading books. So okay.
Okay.
So theory.
Yeah.
So we have an older demographic that listens to us as well, which we love. Mm-hmm. But I have a theory that the people who are older than us that listen to our podcast, their children take their phones and listen to children's storybook podcasts.
Oh my god.
Is that not amazing?
That's so cute.
It was like, I forget what it was called. It was like the dog adventures of somebody. And I was like,
were all of them like that?
No, there was like a few like weird ones. There was a couple other, like every other slot was like, this is a mystery podcast. Great.
Okay.
But the second most listened to was a children's book series podcast.
I'm about to listen to it. I mean, that makes a lot of sense, at least from my perspective. I love children's books.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I actually felt like complimented. I was like, wow, this is great.
Okay. We are loved. I only know one kid that listens to us.
Really?
And that's Benjamin's cousin. So I guess my cousin-in-law, technically.
Oh.
Liam. Shout out Liam
Hi,
if you're
Liam.
listening. He's actually planning on starting his own podcast. So
Yay!
we've inspired him.
If you need any help, let us know.
So
We're the experts,
whenever he gets his podcast up and running, he said on Thanksgiving he was going to go home and record an episode. So I'll let you know whenever we know.
I'm waiting on it.
We're waiting. I'll let you know. We'll give you the name of it and everything whenever it's out. So he listens to us.
Well, we could drop like a link in the description if it comes out in time.
Yes.
We're counting on you, Liam.
I'm counting on you,
We
Liam.
believe in you.
We believe in you. He's so cute. But yeah, so he's young. He's like 8 or something. So yeah.
I love that.
So cute.
I mean, like, we were getting more of, like, a younger audience, too, like, through, like, our TikTok and then, like, on YouTube and stuff. I've been seeing more and more likes and things from younger viewers, too, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it makes sense, because I think we're, like...
young and hip.
We're young and hip. We're cool. We keep it fun for the kids.
We look like we're 10. Well...
Yeah, you look 10 with a beard. Yeah, 10 with the beard. Watch it. Hey, I'm gonna look so good when I'm, like,
oh my god.
80. So...
So last time we did an episode, we were doing ghost stories sent in by our viewers.
We were.
And that was so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot of great feedback on those episodes. People seemed to like it a lot. I had fun.
It was a lot of fun. I like getting people's stories. I also have at least one other person who regretted not sending a story in.
Wait, really?
So, if you remember Adam from Adam's Purse, he was upset that he didn't get to send a story in. So, he has a story for us at some point. And then...
Well, we'll do a sequel, so...
Okay, and then I also know someone named Nora, who she said either she wants to be a guest on the show, or she would like to submit a story. So, we have some people lining up.
Had a guest since Benjamin.
He's our one and only guest, right? Yeah.
Our one and only guest in this living room.
In this
over
living
there.
room. Right over yonder. So, we have some people.
Yeah.
But yes, we love getting all of your stories, and we're excited for a case this week.
Yes, are you excited? Or are you
I'm
ready?
Really excited. I've been trying to guess all week.
It's weird. It's a weird one, but it's fun. It's fun. It's gonna be a fun one.
All right.
Can I get a little drum roll, please?
Of course.
This week on the Mystery Files, we are covering the case of the Hatfields versus the McCoys.
The boy. The McCoy.
Do you not know the Hatfield and the McCoys?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
It is... Oh my god.
What?
It is the biggest Western, like, type of, like, feud.
Like Pew Pew?
Yeah. It's not in the West. It's in Appalachia. Oh. But it's very, like, cowboy-esque, like, fighting families. You've definitely seen it in media. Like, people will, like...
This is like a Fargo situation. I feel like...
I have no idea.
It's, like, sort of...
Two families beefing.
Yeah.
And, like...
one of the seasons.
Pew, pew, pew,
yeah.
pew. Like, that's where they got it.
Okay, interesting.
The first time I ever saw the Hatfield and the McCoys was in VeggieTales.
Okay.
Let me show you this real quick. Look at this. They had the freaking VeggieTales.
I mean, that is looking familiar, but I cannot place anything about that plot, anything about that whole story.
Yeah, and this is based off, like, a true story. This is, like, a big thing in, like, American folklore, but it's true. It's a real thing that happened.
Do you think that lyric from Miley Cyrus, the real McCoy, whatever that lyric is, was about this feud?
There's a possibility, actually, that it might be them.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll be looking into it later, because I'm like, what is that?
We're going to get into it. So this is crazy.
Okay.
I feel like I always pick crazy...
Off the wall,
true crime-esque
something
stories.
Something I quite literally never heard of, and I'm like, okay.
They're robbing trains. They're hacking televisions. They're
doing all this stuff. And I'm like, ghost.
All right, so... here's the intro. So, the Hatfield-McCoy feud involved two American families of the West Virginia, Kentucky area along the Tug Fork of the Big Sandy River from 1863 to 1891. The Hatfields of West Virginia were led by William Anderson, otherwise known as Devil Anse Hatfield, while the McCoys of Kentucky were under the leadership of Randolph Ran I McCoy. Oh, sorry, it's Ran. So it's Randolph Ran I McCoy. They had flary quotation middle names.
Yeah. Ran.
So those involved in the feud were descended from Joseph Hatfield and William McCoy, born in 1750. The feud has entered the American folklore lexicon as a metonym for any bitterly feuding rival parties. So this is like a feuding party that's been done for like any meme. So like, obviously it came before this, but this is kind of like a Romeo and Juliet type of thing. Like, they do not like each other. They hate each other.
Okay.
And there's a few reasons why they started to hate each other. But some of it's a little confusing because no one knows really where it started.
Okay, so is it like a lot of speculation and like word of mouth situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although, as we're going to get into it, there are a few times they got in legal trouble. Like, full court, gavel gavel.
Little boom boom.
Yeah. So we're going to get into the beginning of this. So we're going to start with the Civil War, actually.
Okay.
So, Asa Harmon McCoy joined the 45th Kentucky Infantry on October 20th, 1863. According to his compiled service records, he was captured by rebels on December 5th, 1863, and was released 4 months later to a Union hospital in Maryland. At the time of his capture, he was recovering from a gunshot wound to the chest. During the early months of the Civil War, Asa joined a company of the Pike County Home Guards under the command of Uriah Runyon, and it is thought he sustained the wound while serving in this unit. William Francis also led a company of Pike County Guards during 1862, a group of which attacked and shot Most Christian Klein, a friend of the Devil Anse Hatfields. So, although Klein survived his wounds, Anse vowed to retaliate against the responsible parties.
Oh, no.
So we're already kind of seeing...
some tifts, if you will.
Yeah. This is, as we're going to see, this is kind of a crazy story because it's kind of like... What is happening here? Why are you guys beefing and going, you know what? I'm gonna bring out my gun!
I'm gonna bring out a little pew-pew.
A little pew-pew action.
As my friend Abby would call a pew-pew shooty-shooty.
A little pew... That's what we'll refer to it as. So, sometime in 1863, a group of home guards ambushed and killed Francis as he was leaving his house, and Anse took credit for the deed. So, Runyon later joined the 39th Kentucky Infantry and was killed on May 7, 1864. I promise this is all connected in their family lore. So, in Pike County, Kentucky, his compiled service records say, killed by rebels.
Okay. I think I'm starting to get some hints with this killed by rebels in quotations, but
Killed by rebels.
Killed by rebels. Interesting.
Yeah, so just, like, starting to, like, spice things up here. So, on muster rolls beginning on May 6, 1864, Ozza is reported in a Lexington hospital suffering from a leg fracture. Beginning in December of 1864, the 45th Kentucky Infantry began mustering its companies out of service. Ozza's company was mustered out on December 24th, 1864. Damn, that's Christmas.
Christmas case. Christmas Eve.
Oh my god, it's a Christmas case!
On Christmas
Wow. Who would have thought?
You did.
I, like, read through this, but, like, that did not register in my brain that was the Christmas. He was killed near his home on January 7th, 1865, just 13 days after leaving the Union Army. So a group of Confederate people took credit for the killing, and his wife's pension application states that he was also killed by rebels. There are no existing records pertaining to his death, and no warrants were issued in connection with the murder. So the McCoy family tradition points to James Jim Vance, an uncle of Ant's and a member of West Virginia militia group, as the culprit. So this is already starting, like, these family ties, like the descendants of the family, their grandfather or whatnot passed away.
Yeah.
And they blame this other family for it, but there's no record, no justice for it, because it was just kind of, like, under the, like, radar. This is just, like, a first instance. Like, okay.
Like, okay.
It's a little coincidence. Maybe.
Yeah. They just passed away.
So we get to the escalation. So, the second recorded instance of violence in the feud occurred 13 years later in 1878 after a dispute about the ownership of a hog. A pig. Oh
my gosh.
Do you know about this at all? Have you heard this? So, yeah, the big thing with the Hatfield versus the McCoys, like, the whole idea is that people tend to believe that it started with a beef over whose pig it was.
A beef.
Wait,
is pig beef?
No, pork.
Oh, darn.
Right?
So close.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know.
What is beef?
What is beef? I feel like it's cow.
It's from a cow, mama. But yeah, pork is the pig. Porky pig.
Pork is the pig. Okay, so they had beef over a pig.
Literally. They had pork over a pig, clearly.
Pork over a pig.
So, Floyd Hatfield, a cousin of Ant's, owned the hog. But Randolph McCoy claimed it was his.
Oh, here we go.
So first of all, this family's already killing the other family.
Yeah.
And now they're like, well, actually, that's my hog.
Wait, are they, like, only, like, fighting over this just for funsies? Or, like, they planning on, like, beefing it up and, like, killing it?
Oh, you'll see. This makes them mad as hell.
Yeah.
They are mad.
Stop it.
So Randolph McCoy claimed it was his, saying that the notches on the pig's ears were McCoy, not Hatfield marks.
Okay, so they have different marks for their pigs.
Yeah, they, like, will mark the pigs to, like, make sure, like, they know,
That's my, like, I own that pig. Okay.
So, like, the whole thing with them, too, is that this is across, like, a state line, like a river type of thing, and they're on each side,
that's
like,
crazy.
fighting. It's crazy. It feels cartoonish.
It does.
It feels fake.
They should make a little cartoon. They probably have already.
They've made many. They've made several.
They should make a movie.
Including the VeggieTales one.
Oh, well, yeah. Obviously.
Yeah, so the matter was taken to the local justice of the peace, Anderson, preacher Ance Hatfield.
Arthur Hatfield?
Yeah, so that's the thing.
Bias.
So he ruled in favor of the Hatfield's testimony.
Obviously.
Of Bill Stanton, a relative of both families. In June, Stanton was killed by two McCoy brothers, Sam and Paris, who were leading acquiescence on the grounds of self-defense. So they're like, we were self-defending against this guy who took our pig.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, the McCoys didn't know the justice of the peace was related to the Hatfields. Oh my
So
they took it to court.
And they went, aha! Joke's
like, we got you now.
But I feel like, how'd they get away with that if they were related, though? I feel like, wouldn't that be, like,
because sort of disruption. He just goes by Preacher Ants. He's not
Ants.
He doesn't go by his last name Hatfield.
And they were like, there's no bias here.
There's no bias here. So yeah, the Hatfields are already causing a little bit of like
a little
drama.
Stir up. Oh my gosh. Over a pig.
Yeah. And I know it may seem like it's like I'm saying them like they're light, but there's unfortunately there is a lot of deaths in this case because they just got mad so often at each other, and it almost became like, what is this bloodshed for? Yeah. What are we doing this for at this point?
Oh my gosh! In the 1800s, people just be dying too. Like,
I know, yeah. This all for a pig.
For a pig.
And then the preacher lied.
Oh my gosh.
Was like, I side with the Hatfields, even though him himself was a Hatfield.
That's crazy.
It's beautiful. So, a section of the flood wall along the Tug Fork in Matawan, West Virginia, constructed by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, depicts the Hatfield and McCoy feud. This is what I was talking about a little bit. They have like this river that goes down in between both of their areas.
Okay.
So the feud escalated after Rosanna McCoy entered a relationship with Devil Ance's son, Johnson, known as Jonesy.
Oh, so they said, we hate each other, but like, ooh.
We love each other.
But we love each other. They hate so much they love.
Yeah. So this is known as like, I don't want to say Western because it's not a Western, but it feels like Western Romeo and Juliet, like countries between each other. Like, oh, we love each other.
Oh. What year was Romeo and Juliet written? Do you know?
Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know if we know, do we? Because wasn't it like old?
I don't remember. I know it's like old, but
when
I don't know.
was written?
Okay,
oh, yeah, between 1594 and 1596.
Isn't that crazy to think of, though? Like, that was 1500s, and you imagine now this Family Feud. I wonder if, like, those two, like, family members were like, we should be the Romeo and Juliet, the modern, in the 1800s.
And it's, like, funny, because, like, I know 200 years feels like a lot.
Yeah.
But this being, like, Romeo and Juliet was written, and then 200 later, this feud's happening is, like... Kind of funny.
Crazy.
It's crazy, yeah.
Or like 2,000 years. Wait, how many years? 1500s and 1800s. Oh yeah, LOL. Yeah. My brain went
2,000.
I was like, I can't read. I don't know what numbers I'm looking at.
Romeo and Juliet was actually written before Christ, actually.
I got that number dyslexia.
The dinosaurs were writing Romeo and Juliet like...
Oh, that's so cute. They would.
How could they? They're little arms.
You can't reach the keyboard. Yeah, as if keyboards existed back then, too. That's not the issue.
The issue's not
they don't have typewriters or anything. The issue's there. It's not their arms. They don't have the necessary means.
Oh, my God.
Poor little guys.
So, yeah, before we get into any more, as you can see in this escalation section, there's already a lot of mess.
Yeah.
Grandparents are killing each other. Hogs are being taken. Just, favoritism in judicial law is taking place. And now we got a Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, they said, let's keep adding more to the pile. I'm sure this is only going to get worse.
Stir the pot, baby.
They said, but I think I'm in love with that pig stealer. No. I think I'm in love with that pig stealer.
It gets better, too.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, she entered a relationship with him. And so Rosanna entered a relationship with Jonesy. She left her families, her McCoy family, to live with the Hatfields in West Virginia.
Stop, they're probably so mad.
She left for their feud. They said, we're going to go over there now.
Why is this just like spilling the tea? It's like, so then she went and lived with the family. And then...
No, I know.
Like back then, as if it's like modern. Like, oh my God.
Like, I wanted to do this case because like it kind of feels like a drama channel a little bit. Like, so get that.
So they stole a pig. And then...
So, this is the best part. So, Rosanna eventually returned to the McCoys. So she was like, thinking... Oh, I miss my family. Yeah. Oh, this sucks. I need to go back to them. So she crosses back over that line.
Yeah.
Back to being with the McCoys. So when Rosanna, the couple tried to resume their relationship, Jonesy was arrested by the McCoys on outstanding Kentucky bootlegging warrants.
Bootlegging? What's bootlegging again?
I believe it's like makings of like alcohol and stuff.
Like a moonshiner?
I think so.
Or stealing?
Yeah, the illegal manufacturing and distribution of alcohol. So yeah. So
my man was making moonshine in the 1800s.
So these families are arresting each other now.
Who's giving them power to arrest? I guess
feel
back
like there's
then,
not a lot.
Wait, I feel like it's one of those things that, like, people are, like, self-policing in the 1800s, because maybe there's not, like, a ton of, like, actual, like, police authorities, so they're like, I arrest you, no, I arrest you, and then it's just a situation. And
you gotta think, too, this is in, like, the mountains of, like, the Appalachia. Okay. Like, it's, like, there's not a lot of,
like, people
government or people around to really, like, tell them what to do.
Yeah.
Like, a family member was like, that's their pig, actually. So, like...
Well, considering the only judge they had was the family member, I feel like there's not a ton going for the neighborhood.
Yeah. So, he was freed from McCoy custody only when Rosanna made a desperate midnight ride to alert Ansi, who organized a rescue party. So, they made a rescue party. Like,
this is so dramatic.
She had to go against her family. Mm-hmm. Get him back.
This is wild.
I know.
In the wee hours of evening.
In the wee hours of night.
Midnight ride.
Yes. So the Hatfield party surrounded the McCoys and took Jonesy back to West Virginia before he could be transported the next day to the county seat in Pikeville, Kentucky. So, this is the best part.
Okay.
Despite what was seen as her betrayal of her own family on his behalf, Jonesy thereafter abandoned a pregnant Rosanna to date her cousin, Nancy McCoy, whom he wed in 1881.
That is so shady. This girl said, I'm going to give up my family. I'm going to come and rescue you.
I'm going to go against all of them.
He said, I'm going to marry your cousin.
I am pregnant with your child.
Yeah, I'm pregnant with your child, and I'm going to marry your cousin because I'm a sick freak. What the heck? I'm mad. No, girl. There's about to be some fighting now, because now Nancy McCoy's going to get, like, really kicked out of the family.
No, for real. It's like, honestly, out of every episode of the Mystery Files we've done, Jonesy, he's the most man I have ever heard. He's not grateful for being rescued. He got her pregnant. And then he went for her cousin.
And we know he'd do it again.
He'd do it again. Exactly.
Icky man.
So yeah, that was like the second, the third feud now. So because we have the grandparents, we have the pig, and now we got this love story where Jonesy just is a home wrecking two-timer.
We got this cheating impregnator up in here.
The cheating impregnator's crazy.
He was and he is. Get a grip.
That's so good. Oh, God.
Oh, what's next?
All right, so,
what could possibly go wrong from here?
Nothing, really.
Nothing can go wrong, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, I want to add for context, because we're going to get into, unfortunately, a couple more, deaths. I want to, mention as well, these are, older, family members. So if we say, things like younger brother, younger sister, it's not, 12 years old. I'm talking, 20-somethings who live on these, farms together and stuff.
Okay.
So context for you and for the audience as well.
Okay.
So, the feud continued in 1882. So this is a year after,
the incident.
Nancy married Jonesy. So the feud continued in 1882 when Ellison Hatfield, brother of Aunts, was killed by three of Rosanna's younger brothers.
Oh my god!
Tolbert, Farmer, and Bud. I just sound like the Three Stooges.
This is crazy. It does sound like the Three Stooges.
Tolbert, Farmer, and Bud.
Oh my gosh!
I know.
So a Hatfield killed three of the other brothers from the other family.
The Rosanna's younger brothers killed a Hatfield.
Oh.
They went against.
Okay.
I
understand. The
McCoys
three brothers killed the brother.
Came for the Hatfields, yeah.
That's wild.
So, on an election day in Kentucky, the three McCoy brothers fought a drunken Ellison and another Hatfield brother. Ellison was stabbed 26 times.
Oh my gosh.
And finished it off with a gunshot. These people are crazy.
Heck?
These people are crazy.
They're
Tiffany.
off their rocker.
No.
26 times? I'm sure he's good. I think he's
good.
Dead. I think you can leave him.
I think after, the third stabbing, We can put it down.
I think he's good. That's like Caesar. It kept on going. Like
the girl, he's good. He's
good.
Done.
Leave him be. I don't think he also needs a gunshot wound.
Yeah. So the McCoy brothers were initially arrested by the Hatfield constables and were taken to Pikeville for trial. So again, we have another... The family arrests the other family.
Get new police. Come on. There's bias. There's too much bias.
We're on like our 4th or 5th arrest, I think.
Yeah.
The count?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's messed up.
So, secretly, ants organized a large group of vigilantes and intercepted the constables and their McCoy prisoners before they reached Pikeville. So they made vigilantes do another rescue mission.
So they rescued the people who were getting arrested.
Yes.
They said, you're not getting arrested. No, you're not.
The best part about this, I tried to look into it. Yeah. No one knows who they mean by vigilantes. Was it other family members?
Or was it just people
friends?
Like in
was it criminals? Yeah.
What the heck?
I know.
They're starting their own group.
Where do they get vigilantes to stop them before the trial?
Local heroes all around you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the brothers were taken by force to West Virginia when Ellison died from his injuries, and all 3 McCoy brothers were killed by the Hatfields in turn. So they were tied to pawpaw bushes, and each was shot numerous times.
With, my gosh.
Again, an excessive amount. Total of 50 shots fired.
Oh my gosh.
Their bodies were described as bullet riddled.
Oh my gosh, this is just like Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah,
it's like, why do they keep on killing? Like, this means they must have so much hate in their heart.
Yeah.
To just keep on killing.
Just like going like back and forth with each other like this. Especially like with how many times, like, why are you like, it's not even like about getting rid of them anymore. It's just like spiteful.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's like pure hatred fueling them to just.
Yeah.
Oh.
I kind of want to look at Bonnie and Clyde again and see when that happened.
Yeah.
Because it's been a while. 1932.
Okay.
So they were after this. So maybe they were a little inspired, you know?
The murders.
So, soon another McCoy, the second son of the murdered Asa, named Larkin Lark McCoy. I love
McCoy.
I love these middle names. They're crazy. Was ambushed by an alleged West Virginia posse led by the Hatfields. So they're just leading these like Appalachian gangs.
Yeah,
is the
that's
best
what it's
word
sounding like.
I can come up with.
This is like basically mafia.
Yeah.
Like 2 mafia families.
Yeah, so even though the Hatfields and most inhabitants of the area believed their revenge was warranted, up to about 20 men, including aunts, were indicted for this. So they did get arrested for this. All of the Hatfields were eluded arrest, though. So they were escaping. Like, they had a warrant out for all these people's arrests. And now the Hatfields are running away.
Oh, if I was the other family, I'd be so mad.
Well, they were.
I'd be mad.
They were, because they said this angered the McCoy family.
Yeah,
who
I
took
would be
their
mad
cause
too.
up.
Oh my god. Can you imagine?
Is this not insane? Is this not the craziest thing you've ever heard?
So, I keep thinking like, oh, I'm on this person's side. I don't know if I trust any of these people.
Side, yeah.
But like, part of me was like, I want to choose a side. But like, I don't know.
Right.
All of you seem real shady.
Well, why this is like mysterious is because even though like I'm talking about it, no one really knows where like all the hatred came from. Was it the original incident with like the ancestors? Was it the pig? And to this day, I'm pretty sure from what I read, no one knows whose pig it was. They still don't know.
No, what if
no one knows what pig it was? Yeah.
The issue would have been fixed if they would have just communicated.
If they would have just had clear, concise communication.
Some conversation with one another. Crazy how that works.
Talking stick, talking gun.
Talking gun.
One of those big rifles. Yeah. I have the talking gun.
I've got the gun now. You McCoy.
So yeah, so also, for context.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring this up.
Yeah.
Because we're going to get into it a little bit, like about their pop culture significance. But I know you said that you haven't heard about this family before.
Yeah.
For me, I've heard about this family a lot. I've seen them parodied in cartoons for kids, family shows, like just talking about it and stuff.
Yeah.
Is it not insane that pop culture has made this insane amount of, like, deaths, beef, insanity, like, just a casual thing. Like, VeggieTales did it. The Christian vegetable show.
Yeah. I think that's crazy. I do want to know now if the one season of Fargo is inspired by this. Can you look it up?
Yeah. What season is it? Do you know?
Just look up Fargo. My guess is like season 2 or 3. I don't remember.
Hatfield and McCoy. Inspiration.
Because I wonder, because I feel like it sounds very similar. I don't know. Whatever one, there's two families really fighting up.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm just visualizing it as those actors.
Well, if you think about two families fighting, depending on how the story goes, it either has to be Romeo and Juliet or the Hatfield and McCoys, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
For some, like, reference for...
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, upon hearing of the meeting, Ants resolved to stop Randall and sent gunmen to ambush Randall and his son Calvin. But the gunmen killed Randall's nephews, John and Henderson Scott, instead of after mistaking them for targets.
Oh my gosh.
So they're killing people who are not even targets of what they're going for.
How is there even any family left on either side at this point? Like, how many people can they... Unless, well, I guess back in that day, I feel like people had so many more kids. Like, they'd have, like, 15 kids.
Oh, yeah. They were, like, huge families.
Yeah.
And
oh, my gosh.
I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I'm assuming there was maybe some, like, inter-family, I'm assuming. Yeah. Please don't yell at me if that's not factual. But I can only assume.
Yeah. I'm seeing. I'm catching what you're throwing down.
So, Klein, who was Martha McCoy's brother, is believed to have used his political connections to reinstate the charges and announce rewards for the Hatfields' arrests as an act of revenge.
Oh my gosh.
So these people got political power. Mm-hmm. It's just, it feels so corrupt and crazy.
Yeah. Like, I love how they have to, like, have a reward to enact the arrests.
I know.
They're like, we tried to arrest them, guys.
They keep getting vigilantes.
They keep getting people to save them.
Yeah.
But, like, that's not even a thing now. Like, there's literally no way you could stop an arrest, really.
No, exactly.
Like, they're gonna find a way to arrest you anyway. Like,
exactly.
There are no people going, you can't arrest them.
And if you're gonna arrest them, make sure you call the tip line and not 911.
Yeah, it'd be crazy. Yep.
Luigi. Anyway.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, a few years prior, Klein had lost a lawsuit against Ants over the deed to thousands of acres of land, subsequently increasing the hatred between the two families.
Oh, no.
So, what is our count at now? We're at, like, 5? How many?
Okay, wait. So, we've got... Ancestors. Pig. Cheating.
Love. You said cheating, I said love.
Cheating, love.
Vigilantes.
Yeah, all those arrests and killings. I don't know how many. There's like so many back and forth.
They should get like 2 for that, right?
Yeah, because there was at least 2 situations, like large situations.
And now the lawsuit with the acres.
Yeah.
We're at 7.
7.
We're at like 7, basically.
Yeah. Man.
So, the days after the killing of the Scotts, acting constable Cap Hatfield and family friend Tom Wallace broke into the house of Bill Daniels and captured his wife, Mary, sister of Jeff McCoy, who they suspected of warning her brother's family of danger.
Oh my gosh. She was just trying to keep people safe. She said, guys, please stop fighting. Like,
she's like annoying.
There's going to be danger. And they captured her. Miss Girl was just trying to say, let's get out of here. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
So yeah, Jeff McCoy heard of different whippings happening in 1886 while on the run for the murder of mail carrier Fred Wolford. So
he killed a mail carrier. That's so sad.
I know. That's like a felony, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because I don't even... back then, I'm not sure, but now it would be.
Probably
because
not.
It's like a government official.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So infuriated, he and his friends Josiah Hurley set out to capture Tom Wallace and take him to jail in Pikeville. Everyone's trying to take someone to jail in Pikeville.
Yeah. They said...
Pikeville's the place to go.
They said, guys, please, we gotta fill up this jail.
And guess what? He escaped them.
This jail must suck. Especially if all these people can escape.
With ease. With no anything. Like, you think they would learn?
Yeah, they said, guys, here's the key. Let's just...
Like, for real.
It's right here.
So yeah, as Jeff tried to flee, he was shot dead by the Cap and Wallace on the banks of Tugford, which caused a whole other thing to where two other McCoys, Jake and Larkin, once again attempted to arrest Tom Wallace for the assault of Mary Daniels, the one they captured in August of 1887.
Oh my gosh.
But he managed to escape from jail.
Guys, that's gonna drive me crazy.
I should just, every time I say caught, I should say not caught.
Not caught. Caught, not caught. Escaped.
Caught, not caught. Oh they spin a bottle to see who it is.
Escape, caught, killed.
What am I gonna do?
I don't know. Let's see.
He's running away, and they're like, "Okay, let him escape."
Stop! It's like that game. It's like MASH. Kill, marry, cheat, escape,
hog,
vigilante. Ew.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So,
oh my gosh.
We're on to one of the biggest things. So, this next thing is what causes a trial to happen.
Okay.
So, this is the New Year Massacre. So, the feud reached its peak during the 1888 New Year's Night Massacre. Cap and Vance led several members of the Hatfield clan to surround the McCoys' cabins and opened fire on the sleeping family.
Oh my gosh.
So just unprecedented. It's New Year's Eve.
They're sleeping snug in their beds with visions of sugar plums in their heads. And then pew, 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 like, ooh.
Yeah, so awakened by the shooting, the McCoys managed to grab their weapons and fired back.
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine you're sleeping and you're just a sleeper agent? Awake and ready to go.
That's crazy.
It was insane. So the cabin was then set on fire in an effort to drive the McCoys into the open.
There's no way. Did this family burn?
No. So panicking, the McCoys rushed to every exit they could find. Randolph managed to escape and hide inside the pig pen.
It all comes back to a pig.
And most of the children had escaped into the woods.
Okay.
While two of the other children stayed fighting.
Okay.
To exit their homes. So Randall's wife, Sarah, was caught and almost killed by Vance and Jonesy. With the house burning, Randolph and his remaining family members were able to escape farther into the wilderness. His children, unprepared for the elements, suffered from frostbite.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so the remaining McCoys moved to Pikeville to escape the West Virginia raiding parties.
This makes me so mad because I'm like, if you as adults have these stupid feuds, you can keep that with your stupid adults. Do not bring children into it. I feel like you have so many issues as adults to deal with. Especially do not bring your kids into it.
Yeah.
Keep it among yourself. You're going to be crazy about it.
Especially, it's like New Year's Eve.
It's New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Leave the children alone. That makes me so mad. The children and the women who literally don't want to be involved in your stupid family fights.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Exactly. So the last battle that happened was the Battle of Grapevine Creek. So this happened between 1880 to 1891. The feud claimed more than a dozen members of the two families. On one occasion, the governors of West Virginia and Kentucky even threatened to have their military invade each other's states.
Oh my gosh.
Because in response, Kentucky Governor S.B. Buckner sent his Adjutant General Sam Hill to Pike County to investigate the situation. So this was causing political uprise. These two families were beefing so much, it's causing political unrest between Kentucky and West Virginia, which is crazy.
Yeah. And that the governors were like, yeah, we should maybe have someone check in on that. After all this time, they said, yeah, maybe we should check in on that. There's been so many deaths and attempts at arrest that maybe we should.
Maybe setting fire to their house on New Year's Eve was the final straw.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's crazy, too, because, I feel like the timeline of this is not that far off from other cases we do where they're like, why didn't they stop this? Why didn't they do this to prevent this?
Yeah.
And it's just, keeps escalating.
Yeah. I'm like, it's only going to get worse if people aren't actually stepping in. They're just letting these two families literally kill each other over and over and over and over.
Exactly. Again, this is what's crazy to me. This is a pop culture phenomenon. People love this story.
I can't believe this is in Veggie Tales.
I know.
That is wild. They said, hee hee hee.
I know.
That's crazy.
So, a few days after the New Year's massacre, a posse led by Pike County Deputy Sheriff Frank Phillips rode out to track down Ance's group across the state line into West Virginia. So now we're going past state lines. We're going past political, government rules, whatnot. Mm-hmm. Two McCoys were members of Phillips' posse, because of course they were. They said we get to go look for the Hatfields.
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay.
That's what we love.
So the posse's first victim was Vance, who was killed in the woods after he refused to be arrested. Phillips then made other successive raids on Hatfield homes and supporters, capturing many and killing another 3 Hatfield supporters. So there's like supporters of like these families. Like it was like team, like you said, Team Hatfield, Team McCoy. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately though for Phillips, Ants and other Hatfields were waiting for them in an armed group of their own.
Oh, God.
So they set a trap. They set a trap for these people. They said, you know what? Not this time.
Not this time. Oh, this can only go bad.
So a battle ensued between the two parties. Your face, you're like, yep, it's okay.
That makes a lot of sense.
A battle ensued between the two parties, and the Hatfields were eventually apprehended. Mm-hmm. A deputy, Bill Dempsey, was wounded and executed by Frank Phillips after they surrendered. So they already surrendered, and they still executed this guy. This is just like hatred. Just pure hatred.
Oh my goodness.
On August 24th, 1888, 8 of the Hatfields and their friends were indicted for the murders of Randolph's young daughter, McCoy.
Finally someone's in trouble. Finally someone's actually arrested.
Someone did it.
Fully arrested.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they finally were able to arrest them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's most of like the big things.
Yeah.
And this caused trials to finally happen. Mm-hmm. This debate was so heated and with the government like happening, it almost caused another like war.
Wow.
Between like Kentucky and West Virginia. There was almost a whole other war that was happening during the Civil War area, which is crazy.
Oh my goodness. Just because two families couldn't get it together.
All because
couldn't have a conversation.
Basically all because of a hog.
All because of a
little pig. Which is crazy.
Pig.
It was Peppa, I'm sure.
Peppa Cost.
Peppa McCoy.
Peppa McCoy.
Peppa McCoy and Peppa Hatfield. Oh, wait. They have rifles.
No.
So, we're going to get into the trial. So, because of issues of due process and illegal extradition, the United States Supreme Court became involved in this case. So, the Supreme Court got involved.
Of course.
We're not messing around anymore.
Now it's for real. You can't fight the Supreme Court.
Yeah, this is for real. So the Supreme Court ruled 7-2 in favor of Kentucky, holding that even if a fugitive is returned from the asylum state illegally instead of through lawful extradition procedure, no federal law prevents him from being tried. Eventually, the men were tried in Kentucky and were all found guilty because of this decision. What did you think was going to happen?
Yeah, come on. You think you can get away with all of that, like, murder? And
just, like, going for complete carnage in a different state. Going across that line to, like, do that. And cause a literal battle that almost started a second civil war.
Yeah, come on now. What'd you think?
Yeah. So, 7 received life imprisonment, while the 8th, Ellison, was executed by hanging and buried in an unmarked grave with the side of the gallows. That's crazy. This is back when hangings were a thing.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
I remember I went to this thing at the jail in my hometown. We went for like a field trip. We went to the jail, and they still had like the opening in the floor, like the false opening where they would.
Absolutely not.
And they showed it to us. I was like, ew, this is so ominous.
This is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like...
Why are they taking us kids up in there? I was like, ew, this is so, like, creepy. And then they had, like, all of the supplies, like, in, like, things beside it. I was like, this is so, like, scary. And I think I'm okay. I feel like that really freaked me out.
No, for real.
Ugh.
So, Ellison had tried to retract his confession, stating that he was innocent.
Okay.
And that he had only confessed because he expected leniency. But his retraction was denied.
Yeah.
So he pleaded guilty thought you would get off easier.
Yeah.
And they said, no.
They're like, are you dumb?
Could you imagine you're in court and you plead guilty and they still give you life and you're like,
but actually, I
was kidding.
I was literally just lying.
I was just joking,
I would never do that.
That would be kind of me a little bit. I'd be like, what?
Guys,
but I did the right thing.
I was literally just kidding. Come on. I'm just a little liar.
For real.
Oh my god.
So thousands attended his hanging in Pikeville because this was back when this was a sport.
Yeah.
I guess. But though the scaffold was in the open, its base was fenced in to comply with laws that had been passed which prohibited public executions. So they still did a public execution, basically.
That's crazy.
But people still came. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
So the hanging site is the current location of a classroom building of the present-day University of Pikeville.
Oh, what?
Imagine having
a class in that room. I hope there's no actual class in there. I hope
Orientation
that's just, like,
101.
I hope that's just like part of the... I mean, I hope it's not part
Freshman
of the building.
seminar,
but like... Econ.
Accounting.
You're
doing taxes
like
in there.
The most complicated things.
Yeah.
Ew. Why would they keep it? Why would they put a class there?
I don't know.
Ew.
The history of this is crazy.
Oh my god.
So Ellison claimed that the Hatfields made me do it. No one had been sent to the gallows in Pike County for 40 years after Ellison, and no one was ever again. So Ellison was the last hanging they ever did there. And that's just so ominous. The Hatfields made me do it.
Ew.
And I know there's a lot of reasons for the McCoys to hate the Hatfields. The Hatfields to hate the McCoys.
Yeah.
But what struck the Hatfield, what struck the McCoy, Ellison, so bad that he was doing this? You know?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, yeah, basically, everyone was sent to prison for this. Some people served, 14 years. Other people died there, like we said, for the whole, what was it? Life in prison.
Yeah.
So they were there the whole time. So fighting between the families actually eased following the hanging of the Mounts. Trials continued for years until 1901 with the trial of Jonesy, who was sentenced to life in prison. And as you come to realize, Jonesy's kind of the recurring...
Yeah, he was the one really stirring it up, causing all of the issues.
He was in prison for his involvement in the New Year's Eve massacre in the last of the few trials. So, basically, after Ellison, they had all these trials for all these different crimes, and they were trying to put a stop to this because, I don't know why after the first time they didn't decide maybe we need to get these families separate, maybe we need to give these people crimes and punishment.
Oh my gosh. Now my question is, it says that the fighting between the families eased over time because all these people were sentenced. Are there still people alive today that are in these families? Okay, so we're gonna get to that.
They sure are.
Interesting. Okay,
so basically I saved a couple of them, but I'm going to talk about them too. So, the Hatfields and the McCoys, they, after this family eased out to it, they decided they can make money off this. They were opening casinos together. Literal, places, the Hatfield and the McCoys, casino, all these different, franchises. And they realized that they could do this. And now they host, what is it? They host a yearly reunion between the two families.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Now this is sounding like the show Ozark.
Really?
Did you watch Ozark?
I have not.
I feel like you would like it.
But yeah, look, they have, a Facebook page where they, all meet up to talk to each other. So they'll have live performances,
and
celebrations.
They're just chill with each other.
They're just hanging out because they realize they can make all this money.
Guys, this is crazy. On their Facebook page, their logo is a cowboy hat with two guns crossing one another.
I know, it's crazy.
I'm guys, as if both of your families didn't go through horrific tragedy.
Yeah, so to name a few, they have the Hatfield-McCoy Resort, which is located in Mattawan, West Virginia, and it's owned by the descendants of the Hatfields and the McCoys. They have the Hatfield and McCoy House, which is a historic hotel and museum. They have another resort in Ashland, and then a third resort in Mattawan named the Devil's Backbone. So they've learned to make a lot of money off of this.
Oh my gosh.
Which is crazy. And we're going to get to the last thing we're going to talk about before the conclusion.
Yeah.
My favorite pop culture moment from that.
Okay. Color me intrigued.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
In 1979, the families united for a special week's taping of the popular game show Family Feud.
They took it to a whole new level. That's wild.
In which they played for a cash prize and a pig.
Stop it! I was just gonna say, if they don't play for a pig, oh my God.
It was for a cash prize and a pig. They won a pig and a cash prize.
That is wild.
Again, they were on Family Feud.
A pig.
Game Show Network.
They said this is a good idea.
For real. So, yeah. The pig was kept on stage during the games, by the way.
I want to know who pitched that. They said, remember those two families that literally murdered one another?
I don't know.
We should put them on Family Feud.
Right? It's crazy.
God.
I kind of want to see. I when I was researching this, I think there's footage of it. Maybe we can look at something real quick.
Yeah.
It's time for the second game of the Hatfield-McCoy Family Feud Specials. Ahead 1-0, the McCoy family. Jimmy, Regina, Debbie, Randy, and Kathy, ready for action. And the Hatfield family. Dawn, Carol Sue, Henry O, Robin, and Sally. On your marks, let's finish the Family Feud.
Now, you've got one game.
Pig!
Never do jokes for pigs. Welcome to day 2 of this great feud. It really is kind of fun. They're both at Hatfields and McCoys fighting it out. Best out of 5. That's going to settle it. Get a lot of money, of course. They'll get the pig. Now, you've got one game, right?
The McCoys won game 1, I guess.
Forget as the days go by who's got what. Gene, how would I... You give me something to remind me who...
The pig!
What is that?
I think that's a fake dead body. Oh no, it's just a dummy.
I always wanted to work with Alex Trebek. Let's put this down over here.
Pardon me. What?
So yeah, this is crazy. They were on Family Feud together.
Oh
with
my
this
gosh.
pig. Why was it taken so
far?
Normal.
Yeah.
It was just like a normal
They're like,
experience.
haha, guys, here's a dummy, here's a pig.
For real.
Wow.
So, in a turn of events, though, the McCoy family won the week-long series, 3 games to 2, while the Hatfield family won more money. What is that? $11,272.32 to the McCoys, $8,459.53. The decision was made to augment the McCoys family's winnings to $11,273.37.
Do you think they made it more even so then they wouldn't cause the next feud that took out the rest of the
Family Feud caused them to fight again? Can you imagine?
They caused the next round of carnage.
Well, it just seems like they were asking for it a little bit. They had the pig on stage.
Yeah.
As we saw, they had a dummy.
They were really trying to go, hey guys.
Poke the bear.
Yeah.
Poke the bear, mama.
They're do it again.
That's crazy. Oh my god.
They're wild. Who produced that?
I don't know.
Who was let's do that?
They either deserve to be fired or to get a raise, personally.
A little bit of both, maybe.
A little bit of both, yeah. So, that's about everything before the conclusion.
Okay.
What do you think?
That was so unhinged. I don't know what I expected going into this episode. Didn't expect that. My brain still wants me to choose a side, but I really can't. I think I choose, is it Rosanna? Was that what her name was?
Yeah, Rosanna.
I choose her side because she's a victim.
She got screwed over bad.
She did. Her poor baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all a hot mess. That's crazy. They should have just talked to one another. I can't believe it honestly went that far for them to actually get arrested. I'm like, how many times did they attempt arrest? They just straight up were like, yeah, let's let them kill each other for years and years and years and years, and then finally decide that we care enough to make them stop, so they stop killing each other.
After what, 50 some years it sounded like?
Yeah, I'm
it started in 18 something.
I'm like,
through.
Nowadays, obviously, you can't be killing people. But, like, you kill one person and you're put away. Like, why were they able to get away with so many? And, like, walk scot-free. Even they attempted to arrest them. Arrest them! Keep on trying. What do you mean?
Yeah, it started in 1863 and went to 1891. So it was, like, almost like a 30-year feud.
What were you doing for all that time? Just put them away.
You didn't stop them after year 1 or 2?
Yeah, after one person, put them away.
People dying for the pig wasn't enough for you?
Yeah, come on now. That's
crazy.
Wild.
Yeah, so it's just, like, it's so crazy because I feel like it's, like, there's some, like, obviously, like, terribleness to this story, but it's also, like, so insane that you kind of, like, have to laugh at some of it because it's just like, what? Like, and even in American folklore, I think we make fun of it a lot. Like, not to bring it up again, but VeggieTales has done it. They have like so many spin-off shows, movies. They're on game shows. Like, it's just like, what? This is crazy.
Like, it's influencing
This is
pop
crazy
culture.
history.
Wild.
Yeah. I would pick the McCoys simply because I like the name more.
I'd also maybe choose McCoy just because of the Miley Cyrus song, even though I still don't even know if it's associated with it.
The real McCoy, Hannah Montana.
The real McCoy, the boy to make me feel like a movie. She's from Rosanna's perspective. Was she the McCoy or the?
She might have been.
Rosanna.
Meaning. The real McCoy is an idiom and metaphor used in much of the English-speaking word to mean the real thing or the genuine article. He's the real McCoy. Why, though?
But why? What's the McCoy from?
What?
Does
it have anything to do with the McCoys?
Probably not. Wait. Famous runner William McCoy. Oh, no. Some alcohol Caribbean thing. I don't know. Kid McCoy?
So... The Hatfield and McCoy feud is put in there as well, but it looks like there's like a bunch of sources to what the real McCoy means.
Let's just ask her. Hey, Miley Cyrus.
If you're watching...
What did you mean by that?
What did you mean by the real McCoy?
She was like, oh, you know the phrase. And I'm like, that doesn't help at all. That literally does not help us at all. But which one?
What? Again, it's in a Disney song. McCoy? The McCoys. Why is that a Disney song?
Yeah, for
Disney
real.
Said, that's perfect.
They said, we love that. That's a good one. Wild for that.
All right. You ready for the conclusion?
Yeah.
All right. So, the Hatfield-McCoy feud, a notorious conflict between two Appalachian families in the late 19th century, symbolizes the intense familial and regional rivalries of its time. Stemming from disputes over land, politics, and personal grievances, the feud escalated into a crazy turn of events. Ultimately, the feud's resolutions came through legal interventions and gradual decline of hostility, leaving a legacy of cautionary lessons about the dangers of conflict. Today, the Hatfield-McCoy story serves as both a historical curiosity and a cultural reference, highlighting themes of justice, loyalty, and reconciliation. However, the Hatfield versus McCoy feud will forever remain a mystery. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you.
Let us know in the comments whose side you're on. Are you a Hatfield or are you a McCoy?
Are you McCoy? What do you believe was the cause? Do you think it was everything? Think it was the pig specifically?
Do you think it was the pig specifically?
I think it was the cheating.
I think it was the cheating. I think the cheating really sent it over the edge. That's like days of our lives messy.
Yeah. So I'm like, the three brothers going crazy like that after the cheating situation. I'm like, okay.
That's the messiest one. I need like a whole movie just based on that.
Yeah.
There might be one.
There probably is.
We'll
look into it. But
please follow us on the Instagram at the Mystery Files _. Follow us on the TikTok at the Mystery Files Podcast.
Yes, be sure to check out our merch. Also linked on our Instagram.
Yes.
We have
Miss Bonfire.
Yeah, we have bonfires. So if you're really looking for a nice gift for someone for the holiday season, you can get them some Mystery Files merch.
You could.
We love you guys the most. We hope you have the best holiday. Hopefully we'll have an episode for you for Christmas. But if not, we wish you all of the wonderful vibes for the holiday season.
And we will see you soon.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.